Hey guys, welcome back to ULMX, Universal Language Media Exchange. Today we're going to be talking about Swabian. In fact, we're going to be talking about it for 4 videos because there's a lot to say. This is what I wish I knew when I started learning German, just because of where I am in Ulm. Everyone speaks Swabian, so it would be good to know. It's not that I want to be able to speak it, but I would have been able to understand people a lot earlier if I had this crash course. Alright, let's get into it. So, the first video, this video, is going to be about the different pronunciation of certain letters and letter combinations. Starting with the letters ST and SP. Just like at the beginning of a word in German, where you say sp or st for ST, you say it everywhere in the word in Swabian. So, in the word for ist or bist, you say ish, or they say ish or bish or bisht, and that can get a bit confusing. It seems pretty simple right now in an isolated example, but that in combination with these other changes can make simple words almost unrecognizable to the untrained ear. So the next example is the letter E. Instead of it being like A, it's more like aw, which is very different. And if you combine that with the last thing, with the ST, and you look at a word like gestern for yesterday, it's like goshta, because the end of the word gets chopped off too. So now you're just kind of in total foreign territory. I'm not expecting you to speak like this, but if you're in the Swabian region and you're learning German, it helps to be able to understand it and really open your ears to these differences. So just like in goshta for gestern, you might hear Gottes and or es Gott. And what that is es geht. Es geht. That took me like 2 years to figure out. The next thing, this one didn't take me quite as long to figure out, where you see E, I. Normally in German it's I, keine. In Swabian it's oi, koine, oine, der oine. And at the end of a word, it's really often that's just kind of left out. You don't really need it. No, you do need it, but it just gets repetitive, I guess, and it's too much effort. You can just leave it off. So a lot of the time you'll just hear a word where the end kind of just blurs out, kind of fades out into nothing. Often for an ending, en, it might just be o instead of n, o. Just saves you a little bit of effort. And that's basically the trend here with the dialect, and this is the same in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, in the New England dialect, or it doesn't matter where you go. The United States have tons of regional dialects. The least common denominator here is it saves the speaker energy. It's less coordination and effort, less movement in your mouth. Fewer muscles need to be activated. It's just easier. So, to review, you have ST and SP, which normally at the beginning of a word make a st sound, but in the middle of a word would just be a clean st or sp sound. In Swabian, for example, with the word ist or bist, it's going to be ish or bisht, and that goes for SP as well. For example, respect is in Swabian respekt, and or like Konstanz, Konstanz, or das Munster. In the sound for E, normally you'd hear geht es noch. In Swabian, you might hear, depending on how strong the dialect is, Gott es noch. Gott statt geht. Instead of gate, Gott. And EI will sound like oi instead of I. So keine instead of keine. And these things all put together can make it pretty hard to understand unless you know, and once you do know, it's relatively easy. So I hope that this introduction really makes it easier for some of you guys to just more quickly get your orientation and come to terms with the small differences. Once it's deliberately pointed out to you, I think it's much easier for you to just automatically translate that in your mind. And that's what I wish I had at the beginning. Alright, that's it for this video. If you want to learn more about the Swabian dialect, keep watching this series. See you in the next video. This is ULMX, Universal Language Media Exchange. ULMX is a language learning app and YouTube channel specifically focused on improving speech ability, really activating what's learned in the classroom and putting it into action. ULMX in the App Store. See you next video.